Hello, children. Hi, good afternoon, and namaskar to the parents and the grandparents, and to all the viewers and audiences. Lovely to come back again and share a few minutes. You know what? I was just listening to my last talk of 8th of October, the Air Force Day, which I exchanged with you. It was a brief, about 21 minutes talk. And you know what? While listening to it, I myself was engrossed in listening to it. It was so nice. It was about a little bit about the Air Force days and actually and Air Force and flying and all those days and how did I become that? I was reflecting absolutely from inside. It was flowing in. Hey children, listen to it if you haven't heard. Parents, do listen to it and utilize it. Today I realized at 77, I realized that these are real wealth and the gems, not me, with everyone. I believe in you. I believe in you, that inside you. And that's not your body. That's not your name. That's not your mind. That's not being a boy or a girl. It is you. That's inside you is something else. Totally something else. Just think. This you from tiny baby's age is changing. Become a little older. Some of you are a little older. Some of you are about 10, 12. Some of you are 15, teenagers. Some of you are going to be an adult now. And most of us parents who are here today, adult and grandparents are older. Body is changing, continuously changing, isn't it? So is the mind. In the morning, what was my mind? And little later, an hour later, what was the mind? And later on, racing for work or office or the chore or things to do at home or in the world outside with the people or with my family members. Mind is continuously changing. So, touching upon a few things today quickly. Vedanta, bringing it in, is saying what? Anything which is not permanent cannot be the same as what is permanent. You cannot keep them together. What does this mean? See, when you and I, we were babies, I knew the moment we started to realize I know that. Today, I still remember. And that I could not be my body because body kept changing. The Vedanta is saying that was not your body. That is not your mind either. Mind is also changing. So what is Vedanta saying? Vedanta is saying what is permanent was that I, called consciousness. That consciousness, chit, as per Vedantic language, is always there. Wherever you go to play, it is there with you. You go to study, it is there with you. You go to have a great party, it is there with you. You go to a Phoenix Mall or a shopping or for an international tour, it is there with you. If you're angry or happy, sad or joyful, it is there with you. When you were a baby, it was there with you. When you are an adult, it is there with you. When you are grown up, senior citizen, it will still be there with you. And that you is permanent, called consciousness. It doesn't. Body will die. I will die sometimes. Get it? There's nothing to be afraid of. The body goes just like I change my shirt and change my clothes. I don't have to be afraid because that is not me. Nor is my mind. So as per Vedanta, that what is not permanent, like body, is not you. But you and I can utilize that consciousness by learning to concentrate. If you and I learn to concentrate, we can do anything. And our children, you all are doing it and showing it. So beautiful. And that's silently the power of Vedanta which is going in. Swami Vivekananda had talked about in education. He had said, if I have to learn all over again, international youth leader of the world. Today, world over, his centers are there, bringing in this essence of the message of Vedanta. And you and I, champion Indians, we don't know anything about our own heritage. Vivekananda said, if I have to learn all over again, I will learn to concentrate alone. Just learn to concentrate. So children, concentrate. Learn to concentrate. Let's say, just before going to sleep, just say, I'm going to think of my mother. Very nice, no? Loving mother. Just think of my mother. Close my eyes. It doesn't mean that you hold on to your mother and think of it. No, then you're diverting your body and the mind totally different. That is touch and feeling. Just concentrate on the consciousness with the mind. Reflective consciousness is the mind which has got the energy from the consciousness. Remember the last time the diagram I had shared with you. That reflective consciousness, learn to focus the mind. If you can do that, Vivekananda gave an example. Once, he was walking around American Lane and he was going over a bridge, and there were some children were shooting at the ping pong ball, table tennis balls, which was on the river, and it was bouncing. And they were trying to shoot it down with the air rifle. It was fun, games, also practicing concentration. The Vivekananda looked at them and asked them, what are you guys doing? And I don't think he used the word guy. He must have said, boys and girls, what are you doing? Guy is yours and my language, no? And they said, we are trying to shoot it down. Do you want to try? Have you ever shot before? He said, no, tell me how to shoot. So they showed him, this is the back side, this is the foresight, this is the trigger, this is how you align, this is how you hold the rifle. He never shot before. A monk, a sannyasi. He said, okay, let me try. He took the rifle, he focused. Have you noticed before you shoot, the word shooters will tell you, you breathe in and then you hold your breath. You stand still. And then you don't press the trigger, you squeeze the trigger. I used to be a very good shot in the Air Force. Squeeze the trigger. Don't pull it or press it. You know what? Vivekananda didn't know any one of these things. But he focused his mind with the rifle, the weapon in his hand, and he shot that ping pong ball. And it vanished because the moment there's a hole, it sinks, no? The boys and girls, they said, oh, you're a very lucky guy. That first shot was very lucky. He said, really? Let me try again. And you know what? 3 consecutive times he shot, one after another. And they were all awestruck. He showed the power of the concentration. He said, nothing else. I just focused my mind, my concentration, and close. You do that and your learning potential, gaming potential, playing cricket, or anything that you want to do, painting, dancing, singing, playing guitar or sitar, you'll be fantastic. Children, utilize Vedanta for your life. I'll give you the power of memory with the concentration. I noticed my concentration power has gone up. I remember a lot of things which I don't used to remember earlier because I was just surface monger. I didn't learn to go down deep. I am blessed today that I know little bit, a little drop of this Vedanta. I would excite you all to start taking on. That Air Force Day talk, when I was listening to it, I today realized it is because, Swami Vivekananda, when he gave his first talk and brought India into the world map in 1893, 11th of September, almost 150 years ago. Little shock. He was scared to talk. He was frightened. And when his turn came, he said, not now, little later. And his turn came again and he said, not now, read it. 1893, 11th of September, World Trade Center was also destroyed. You remember that, no? That was not 1893, that was 11th of September. But 1893, 11th September, India came into the world map because Vivekananda, when he was allowed to spin, he said, okay, I'm ready now. And before he spoke, he said, my beloved Gurudev and Mother Saraswati, speak through me. And he spoke. He just said, brothers and sisters of America. And everybody stood up and started clapping. Please listen to his. There is some talk. Is there? I realize today that when I do anything, I take my parents' name, my teacher's name, Mother Saraswati's name, Divine Mother. I love to call this unified field, the cosmic energy, Brahman, as per Vedanta, call Ishvara as Divine Mother. We all love our mothers, no? I say this is my big Divine Mother. I pray and I start. You may like to call it unified field. Name whatever you believe in. It doesn't matter. Remember, I had said call water Jal or Pani or Tanni or you in French or water in English. Everything is one. That energy. Seek help. Believe in yourself. And that belief will take you into tremendous power. There is something else with you all the time. Vedanta is talking about it. Your intuitive voice called inner tuition. Inner tuition. People take tuition for math, tuition for golf, tuition for tennis. You have a coach. What is he doing? Tutoring you, right? Learning English, writing skills. Tuition. This tuition is inner tuition, is from within. And that inner voice always guiding you. Listen to it, learn to focus on it, you will listen to it more. I never used to listen to it because I was a monkey. I didn't know. I was busy on what my senses told me, what suddenly the mind said, do this and do that, and that's how we were restless and just were doing, and we wasted our life. I started to believe in it little later in my life when I started to understand Vedanta. I started to follow it. I'll give you one example. By then I had taken a premature release from the Indian Air Force. I had just come back and chosen to take a premature release, come back from US and chosen to start this school. It was 60 Koregaon Park, 3rd lane, and our school started 1997. By the way, that time I used to be a very good player. I could play tennis and squash and badminton and soccer and cricket. I was also very good golfer. I became pretty good golfing champion in Pune area. My colleagues and all, they all still remember me. But now I know I can't continue. I cannot diversify there as well as the school. Vedanta as well as play. I focus now on one thing, that is Vedanta. How can I make IB with Vedanta and you become world toppers? I was leaving for golf early morning, just before 5 o'clock. It was dark. Koregaon Park, big lane, both sides, huge drain, almost 4-5 feet wide, 4-5 feet deep. And I had bought a brand new car, an Elantra car. Hyundai Elantra. Brand new, 2-3 days old. As I started driving out, I got a message, stop, from inside. I said, what a funny thing. What stop? There's not a single, except for some guards. They had lit some bonfire and it was early morning, dew, cold. They were warming their hand. 5 o'clock in the morning. I said, what stop? I didn't stop. I continued to go. I again got the message, stop. Second time when I heard, something came to my mind. Oh, you monkey, stop. So I stopped. And you know what? It was, as I stopped, within 4-5 seconds, as I was looking around, why am I being asked to stop? Suddenly, a young boy, must be 14-15 year old, in a scooter, it was a motorbike. In a motorbike came hurtling around from the Koregaon Park Osho lane, which is to connect second lane to the third lane, came from there and at a whirling speed. And this champion, he also must have been surprised to see a suddenly huge white car in front of him. And he was doing like this, and he came and hit me, slam bang. Brand new car, and I was shocked. He hit me so hard. Children, parents, you won't believe, he went flying over. Car was damaged by his motorbike fell down there. He went flying over the motorbike and landed on the ditch. Dazed, I got out. Father came running and said, "You have hit him." Luckily for me, I had stopped. And the guards who were warming their hand, there were 3-4 of them, 2-3 bungalows, they were all standing there. My bungalow school was 60, and there were like that bungalows there. They came and said, "What are you saying?" Sir was standing. The father said, "Why should he be standing a car?" He said, "We don't know, but we know he was standing. Your son came and hit him." The father couldn't do anything, and he took away. I can't even ask her. He was a milk distributor, Gaiwala. Came to distribute milk to various bungalows. Can you imagine? I got saved that day. I, from that day onwards, always listen to my inner voice. Listen to it. Learn to concentrate. Listen to it. And you would be surprised. What a tremendous thing. The permanent thing is your consciousness. There's a beautiful statement in Vedanta. They say what is not permanent, what is anitya, and what is permanent, what is nitya, cannot be mixed together. They are separate. What does it mean? In Himalayas, the monks, Vedantist monks, they say, जो अनित्य है और जो नित्य है, दोनों का संबंध इकट्ठ नहीं हो सकता है. अगर आप सोचते हो है, वो गलत है, वो भ्रम है. It's a mistake. It's ignorance. So you cannot say that you are your body and you are your mind. You're something else. So what is it? Discover that. Who am I? This is small brief message of you. And the moment you start to do it, just that first day onward itself, you will see something tremendous thing happen. In the morning, when you sit down for a little bit after you wash up your face, sit still for 15 minutes in your worship corner or any place. Sit still. Reflect. Meditate, whatever you wish to call it. Just concentrate. Maybe just on your breath. In and breathe out. Before going to sleep, let's say think of your mother. Think of your father. Think of your friend. Think of something. And focus on it. I'm not going to change my mind. Just watch what happens. How powerful you will become. Your concentration power will improve. You'll become different. You know what? Today is also Students' Day. Today is Abdul Kalam's birthday. And he used to be called the Missile Man. He's the one who bought the ISRO and he's written these beautiful books. The Ignited Mind. This is by Abdul Kalam. Read it. It's beautiful. He's talking about you are unique. Notice the same message. Abdul Kalam, I must tell you a little story. When he was a boy, like I was, maybe 7, 8, 9 years of age, exact age is not given in the story. Abdul Kalam himself is saying. He was in South India. They used to live in a house, which was a pretty big house. And those days, there were no electricity, no lights. It was only lamps. And he used to say that, mother didn't want them to run around, want to play around in the darkness of night. So she used to say, don't go out. And there is Juju Baba. Some ghost or something is waiting to catch you. Abdul Kalam is telling this story. He said, I used to be so frightened, I never used to go out of my room. He is saying, I used to be scared. One day, he had to get up and go to the washroom. He got up, his feet became cold. He couldn't move. He said, I have to go. And I don't want to do, the toilet over there. He wanted to go to the washroom. Somehow he built up the courage and he started to go. And as he was going out, he was looking out. Is there a ghost waiting to jump on me? Or some monster? And he said, I prayed. And he said, I took my mother's name, my God's name, and I somehow closed my eyes. They didn't want to see. And I knew where to go. He went, he finished his toilet business and came running back. After he came back, mother had got up. What happened? Where did you go? He said, I just went to the toilet. Mother said, very nice, brave boy. He said, you know that one word my mother told me, brave boy? I learned to be courageous from that day. Thereafter, I was never scared. So children, believe in yourself. Message today, learn to concentrate. And don't think you are your body. It doesn't mean don't take care of your body. It doesn't mean don't take care of your mind. Purify your mind, purify your body, continue to grow. You are the future. And dear parent, you are a beautiful gift. My deepest of regards to you as the parent. You are the one who's creating the future world, future India through these children. And the grandparent, it's your guidelines. So my very special honor and very special regards to each one of you.